Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here on January 26th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what kicked off the new week. First up, we have our April live cattle on the board. We did see some slight upside here across the cattle market today. Both feeders and fats were able to gain a little bit of ground. We did see a strong finish last week, so we did see some of that bullish momentum from Friday's session spill over into today's action. We did see this April live cattle market open up with a nice break off that opening range, running right up to the high of the day at 238.52. We did see some choppy action here throughout the remainder of the day, but we did continue to see good support at that opening range down here from 236.70 to 237. Good buyer support all day long there, and seeing a nice strong finish by the bulls, pushing this thing back up there towards that bull pivot, finishing the day just shy of 238 there, gaining a little bit of ground here to start the new week. We do expect to see this momentum spill over into tomorrow as well and keep this uptrend moving to the upside. Look for the bulls to get bids above 238.15 and today's high at 238.5 to keep pushing this market up into the 240s. Should be pretty smooth sailing here, and the bulls will start targeting this overhead gap here from this prior breakdown. Look for the upside to continue here throughout the week ahead. As long as the bulls are able to defend that 50-day moving average and our bear pivot down here, this market's in good shape, and we should see some good upside here throughout the next couple weeks. Over to our March feeders now. We did see this market also gaining a little bit of ground here today, as this market did push above Friday's high and get a finish above that bull pivot at 361.65. Nice bullish momentum here into the close. High of the day coming in late, right before that close at 63.40. Nice strong push off that opening range. A little bit of choppy action midday, but good upside nonetheless here in this feeder market, showing good relative strength as it continues to push. Good support late last week as we did near that 20-day average, but good support down there in the mid-350s. We continue to see this bullish momentum come into this market, and we should see that continue here throughout the rest of the week. Bulls are going to be targeting 370 in that overhead gap here as we head into the rest of the week. So look for that to come into play. Bulls are in charge here, and we should see that continue to keep pushing this market higher. However, if we do somehow start to slip back down here below 353, we could see some more choppy action down here in the 345 to 350 area if we do get that. But in the meantime, looks like the bulls are rolling, and we should see this upside just keep on marching up there towards 370. Look for the upside to continue here across both feeder and fat markets. Next up, corn futures just balancing out near the top end of Friday's range. Price seeing a little bit of rejection up there near the highs of the day at 341. We did see that 20-day average kind of come into play here near those highs as this market did kind of sell off, kind of had a weak day, but still have a potential upside to come from here. Until we get back down here below 427, look for this choppy action to continue. Expect to pick up some more sellers up here as these declining moving averages are coming down here to meet price. We expect to see plenty of resistance anywhere here between 430 and 436 where that 50-day moving average is. This big zone here is where we expect to see sellers really get aggressive if we do get back up into this area. However, today's balance day offers us a nice little trading point to go around. If we start to trade below today's low at 427.25 and the bear pivot for the week at 427 even, we should see the selling pressure start to kick back into this market and push us back down here into the 415, 420 area. Beyond that, we should see this market continue to coast on down there towards new contract lows. At the moment, looking like we've got a downtrend starting to unfold here in this corn market. We should see the downside continue. We might need to pick up some more sellers above here, but in the meantime, we still expect to see some resistance come into play and these corn prices continue to drift lower. Next up, crude oil prices, seeing testing the top end of this range today. Not getting up there to 62, but seeing some good rejection up there between right around 61.5 to 61.75. Good rejection at this prior support that has now been resistance for the last couple months here, dating back to early October. At the moment, we expect to see some choppy action here between 62 and 59, so look for that action to continue. Buyers are going to continue to defend the line at 59 here unless we can get a close back down there below these major moving averages. In the meantime, expect to see some choppy action here and low volatility action down here near the low 60s. Equity markets rallying back hard here today so far. Late volume day, but good upside nonetheless. Sunday night futures opening with a gap down, but getting bought back up all night long. S&P testing that 50-day average in the overnight session, but having a nice strong rally today. Pushing back there above our bull pivot at 69.70, opening the doors to some more upside and potential new all-time highs. We are only about 40 points off of it from here currently, so we should see that come into play if this momentum carries above 69.70 tomorrow. We want to see how that opening range plays out, but if we get a good reception tomorrow to these higher prices and the bulls continue to buy this thing off that opening range, should be pretty smooth sailing here, and this S&P contract should start to head back up there towards those all-time highs. We continue to see the Nasdaq push up here on this 26,000 level until we can get a close above this prior high back here right around the 13th of the month. Until we can get a close above that, we should see some choppy action here and this continue to offer resistance. But if the bulls are able to take today's momentum and carry over into tomorrow's session, get a nice strong opening range tomorrow, and try and get some bullish momentum, bullish traction up there above 26,000, we should see some good upside. This is the one we're waiting on. If the Nasdaq is able to break out of these highs and start to see some good upside, should carry this whole market higher. The Dow continues to be where the relative strength is, and we're still seeing a nice uptrend over here in these Dow names, and we expect to see that continue to hold. But a nice little boost here from the Nasdaq would be good to get this whole market rocking and rolling, as we've had a pretty choppy couple of months here. Not a whole lot of good upside here in the S&P and the Nasdaq. The Dow has been where the upside has been. But once we get this Nasdaq rolling above 26,000, we should see all these indexes really start to push and get a nice strong bullish push here as we head into February. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.